So the mid-season update, Season 5 Reloaded, seems to be on the way here sometime in the near future. As today we got our first seemingly teaser for that. Today we're breaking down what we learned, what's a little perplexing out of this teaser, and what it could mean for the overall future of, well, the content ahead. So as we go along, let me know your thoughts down below. What do you hope to see with Season 5 Reloaded here? Is there anything in particular you really want to see out of the update and content coming? And if you enjoy the video, make sure to drop a like down below. Let's aim for 1,000 likes here on this. And of course, if you're new to the channel, about 60% of viewers are not subscribed to the channel. So if you guys want to stay up to date with all things Call of Duty Vanguard, Warzone, we got a ton of stuff here coming that you guys do not want to miss. So hit that subscribe button if you're new. That's it. Let's jump into the discussion at hand and our first teaser for Season 5 Reloaded. Okay, so yesterday we talked a little bit about how this week we have something classified coming here with this. We kind of settled on the fact that it might be something playlist end here with this, given that it was included in, well, the couple of weeks ahead Raven tweeted of playlist updates, but we still don't quite know at the very moment. However, we talked about in that video that over the course of the next coming days, we'll likely end up seeing our first teasers here for Season 5 Reloaded, given that it seems like there's that possibility that next week could be when the mid-season update happens, given that that is the midpoint of Season 5 here. And even though we end up seeing the betas coming for the following 2 weekends after, it wouldn't really make much sense to have a mid-season update about 2 weeks out from when Season 6 is supposed to launch. So that kind of pigeonholes when we may end up seeing this. But coming back to it, the main point is that we talked about we'll probably start to see our first teasers coming for this update relatively soon. And well, today we actually ended up getting that. Earlier today, Call of Duty ended up tweeting a new order is about to rise in Verdansk, hashtag Warzone, hashtag Black Ops Cold War, with a stitched image of 4 separate images of some seemingly golden plated armor, maybe shoulder pads, a hand holding a weapon, and also an encrusted shield. Now, this might seem familiar here to those who are comic and movie fans, because it's seemingly all but confirmed pretty straight up that it's Judge Dredd. And this was also kind of followed up, seemingly confirmed again, by the Rebellion Twitter saying, who could it possibly be? We'll let you be the judge, with the thinking and whispering emojis. And that's relevant because Rebellion is who currently owns the rights to Dredd. So for our first teaser of Season 5 Reloaded, it seems like we could be on the same path as what we saw with Season 3, where we ended up getting an entire new event, but thematically tailored around some movie franchises. And I don't know about you guys, but I thought that was a pretty fun event here, a pretty fun series to end out Season 3, and the content offering wasn't all that bad. The only gripes that I had was that there was no organic way to earn the operators of John McClane and Rambo. But here's the thing, that actually might make a lot more sense than you may initially anticipate, because, well, again, as we mentioned in yesterday's video, if you take a look at the content that we have still left on the roadmap, there's almost next to nothing. There's 5 things total available out of the initial Season 5 roadmap that we haven't seen introduced just yet. One being a multiplayer map and mode for Black Ops Cold War, a mode for Warzone, an operator for both, and then the numbers event within Warzone as well. So if we were to get something of this size and scale, like what we saw with Season 3 Reloaded, it would basically have to be its own sort of content dump, and introducing more here than just what we saw initially with the Season 3 and Season 5 initial roadmaps. So very well could be the case here, but the question that I think a lot of people have when they look at this operator is, well, is it going to be a new operator? Right now, it's of course way too early to know. We only have a straight up image of this, but one interesting theory here is that this won't necessarily be a new operator, given that we had seen the 1995 adaptation of the film's character portrayed by one Sylvester Stallone, who you may or may not recall is already in Warzone as Rambo. So that theory pushes the idea that maybe we'll end up seeing the operator slightly adjusted here and we end up getting an operator outfit for Rambo, that it's a sort of additional customization option. I don't know how much I buy into that, since there absolutely is the possibility of the Carl Urban Dredd as well. Though, I mean, who knows? Both don't quite fit the specific 80s theme outside of the comic runs of Dredd, since, well, the setting's in the future, and both films were in 95 and 2012. But either way, you can kind of ramble on however you want to about theories or where you may think this goes, but what we'll see is more than likely in the coming few days here, more and more teased. If we get another operator here or another sort of movie crossover, we'll see that happen likely within the next day or two as well. So that'll be interesting to see how all that plays out. But I would absolutely be all on board for another 80s action heroes style event coming to Warzone and Cold War. Introduce more movie crossovers. I honestly thought that was probably one of the coolest things to combine pop culture with the gaming industry here in Call of Duty in particular. all the way back since it was first introduced with Ghosts. I honestly would have loved to have seen that happen way more in the time between Ghosts and when we saw this happen with the Haunting of Verdansk as of last year, but it's cool to see this finally happening here within Warzone. Haunting of Verdansk introducing Saw and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the 80s Action Heroes event bringing in Die Hard and the Rambo series, and now the Judge Dredd franchises as well, with whatever may be on the horizon. We may end up seeing some pretty cool map adjustments and other things introduced outside of this as well, in conjunction with whatever this may be. But my next sort of thought, though, comes down to, well, if we're going to get this sort of movie-style crossover event happening for the mid-season event, what is this going to mean for the Warzone side of things and the numbers event in particular? Because we've kind of been explicitly teased all the way up until this point that what the numbers event will deal with is essentially that of something campaign-oriented, continuing on that story of Stitch and the Perseus operators carrying out the sort of brainwashing via numbers station that we've seen progress throughout the past couple of seasons. So how does that tie in with a Judge Dredd or other movie franchise? That's something that I just truly don't know how that's going to work out, if it does at all. Perhaps these sort of movie franchises is going to be a deflection of sorts, where for those that are really involved with the story or want to know more, they can absolutely learn about that and through this event that will happen, perhaps, but on the surface level, it might not necessarily be all about that. But maybe it also could be something that kind of combines them all together here, and it's sort of metaphorical that Judge Dredd is coming, even though it still looks like an operator uniform. Maybe that brainwashing of Adler, he finally thinks that he's judge, jury, and executioner at that point, like a Judge Dredd, as my friend Prestigious Key here mentioned. But I'm just really curious to see how this sort of ties together, because there's a lot of stuff that still needs explaining from Season 5 here, and a lot of mysteries that still kind of need to be unpacked more than really anything. I mean, maybe we'll finally have some purpose here for that mobile broadcast station. I would probably imagine that's more so going to be one of the bigger focal points here at this. Perhaps we finally get some reasoning as to why we had those red doors changed, and we now go to that hallway of red doors and have the opportunity to go through multiple. Maybe we end up finally seeing the inside of those caverns and tunnels near Old Mine and throughout the map. That was something that was teased with the Season 3 and new map trailer that we literally never saw anything happen with here at this, and maybe some of those bunkers around the map finally have some purpose. I mean, maybe, who knows? We don't really have a lot of time left if other theories of Warzone here releasing a new map for Vanguard are coming out. We don't have a lot of time left, to be honest with you, to explore those sort of things. So there's just a lot of variables that today, as cool as it seems to maybe preface a new event with movie franchises, it doesn't really give us a lot of clarity. So that said, stay tuned here on the channel. We'll keep you up to date with absolutely everything you need to know. But that said, I think that's where we're going to wrap it up. Just want to talk a little bit about the upcoming event here and upcoming update for Season 5 Reloaded. But that said, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you drop a like down below. Let me know your thoughts down below on what you think this could mean and what you think is coming out of it. If you also are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Warzone, Vanguard, anything COD related. We got a ton of stuff still coming, so make sure you stick here on the channel so you don't miss a single thing. And if you also want to follow me over on Twitter and Instagram, those are the best places to stay up to date with me here. So if you want to strike up a conversation, ask me a question, whatever the case may be, that link is down there in the description below. That said, thanks so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.